Hello, people, ladies and gentlemen, others. Welcome back to the D Green 78 channel. If you haven't noticed, I've changed the name to D Green 78 Recording Music Collection because that's quite fitting for what I do. Obviously, mostly records, but I collect a lot of other things related to music, CDs, cassettes, books, games. Um, so I wanted to thank everyone who watched the last video. Just anybody who watched it, thank you. But also the people who liked, the people who commented, people who subscribed. Thank you all. And going off from that, I wanted to thank Caitlin King personally for her comment, which inspired this video because obviously I was going to do the video, but this showed that people wanted it. She was asking me to show my record collection, to show people my music taste. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, the first album I want to show you is Tommy by The Who. Well, I'm going to show you all of them, but this is the first album that I've got here. So, Who, very influential band. This is the soundtrack of their movie, which isn't a great movie, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say go out of your way to watch it, but if you're interested, go ahead. I'm going to say that my favourite song on this album is Pinball Wizard, which isn't sung by Elton John on this album. It's sung by one of the band members. I'm not sure who. Doesn't really say on here. But yeah, Pinball Wizard. Basic song, but it's a good song. Catchy. It's great in the movie without John singing. I'm not saying he's got a bad version of it. I'm just saying The Who probably did it better because they obviously wrote it for their movie. So anyway, by the way, the format of this video is I'm going to show you a record, tell you my favourite. Some of them I haven't listened to, so I'm not going to just lie to you and say, oh, my favourite's this. I'm just going to say, oh, I haven't listened to this one, but I will do in the future. So, yeah. And also, some records, I bought them for specific songs. So, I'll tell you that when it comes to it, because I've got like a lot of, 20 greatest hits of the 60s and stuff like that. So when you see that, I'll tell you. But next one, Rock and Roller Disco. Just giving off a bit of an 80s vibe. But I like the cover, the roller skates, obviously, because this would be the sort of thing that would be going off in the 80s. You see it in like Stranger Things and stuff. But if I was going to say my favourite song on this one, it'd probably be I Don't Like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats. That song has an incredible backstory. It's based off of this girl who did a school shooting, and she said that the reason she did it was that she didn't like Mondays. I'm not saying that that's incredible. I'm just saying that the song obviously has an incredible backstory. It's quite intriguing, but also very tragic, and people lost their lives, so that's really unfortunate. And another song that I like is Video Killed the Radio Star. If you don't know that song, I don't know what you're doing. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, next album. Not listened to it, but I know my favourite song already, before I even listen to it. Favourite animal songs. Got it off my mama. She didn't want it, so I just took it because, I was like, it's a record. I'll have it. But yeah, favourite song from that is definitely going to have to be Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Because it's classic childhood song. Next, Buddy Holly's greatest hits. Now, if you don't know Buddy Holly, get on his music because he is a wonderful singer. He had a band called the Crickets. Unfortunately, we lost him very early on in his career in a plane crash with Richie Valens and the Big Bopper. I think that's what he's called. I know Richie Valens is that's definitely his name because I watched a movie about him. But yeah. Buddy Holly, great singer. Lost him too soon. Maybe if you guys want to see some like musical stories, I'll tell you that sort of thing. But yeah, if I was going to say my favourite song on this, it would be Every Day. if you listen to it, you'll probably recognise it. It gets played on the radio sometimes, and it's just a very iconic song. So I'm not going to go into too much detail there because you should know him a little bit, but I know that you definitely need to get into him more because you don't appreciate it enough. Okay, next one. I got this one for 50p, which I was very happy about. Elvis in GI Blues. Now, the only things I really know about Elvis's acting career are what was in the movie. I've never watched the movies. I don't really know too much about them. But yeah, this is the soundtrack of that movie. The reason that it was 50p is probably because, the cover's not the greatest. And also just because of the fact that obviously, because this is Elvis, they printed like millions of these. So it's not going to be like that much because, there's a lot of supply. So you can't sell it for that much because it's not rare or anything. But if I was going to say my favourite song off of this, it'd just be basic Blue Suede Shoes, classic Elvis song. And yeah. And then this next one, this is a bit of a political singer. I don't listen to him for political reasons. I just listen to him because he's a good voice and he sings good songs. But this is Billy Bragg. I've been to see him before. He was a support act. And he's a great singer, okay? I got this from HMV. Wasn't that expensive. It was on discount. But yeah, if you don't know Billy Bragg, he's from Birmingham. He's a great singer. You should definitely get into some of his music. But if I was going to say my favourite song by Billy Bragg, it's probably got to be Between the Wars. Yes, it's a very political song. He's trying to send a message. He's trying to create change with it. But I just listen to it because I think it's catchy. It rhymes well. And yeah, but he also has some very good songs. This is his 40th anniversary album. It's actually orange, so I thought I'd show you that actually. Let me just get this out. Oh, sorry, it's not coming out. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry about that. It's orange and it's like supposed to be like sort of translucent, but you can't really tell here. You can't see through fully, but if I put it right here, I'd probably still be able to see the key. Oh, dropped it. Oh, okay, that's fine. But yeah, beautiful looking album. But yeah, here we are. Just put that back quickly. Whilst I'm doing this next album, haven't listened to it. I used to have it like on my mantelpiece for years. Not years, but I had it on my mantelpiece for a while, like well over a year. I just use it for display because I thought the album cover was quite good. But I've never actually listened to the album. I definitely think I should one of these days because it's a very, nice looking album. It looks like it would be a good group. This is The Damned, the Rockfield Files. Once again, haven't listened to it, so I can't tell you my favourite song or anything like that. Next one, we have a quintessential British group. This is Madness 7. Good album, okay? Now, obviously, we know Madness. Baggy trousers. It must be love. Drive My Car, House of Fun, stuff like that. But yeah, this is a very good Madness album. If I was going to say my favourite song on here, it'd probably be Grey Day. Very good song. You should listen to more Madness if you don't listen to them already. And just more than their greatest hits. They've got a lot of good songs. Another one that I haven't listened to, Brian Ferry. As you can tell by the fact that sleeve's just fallen out. The inside isn't very well. The cover isn't. The sleeve isn't very. You know what I mean. It's not very good here. But this is like a lot of covers, so I haven't really listened to it, but it's got stuff like "You Won't See Me," which was done by the Beatles originally, obviously. So I might listen to it one of these days for the covers, but I haven't really listened to it yet. Okay. Next one is John Denver, Back Home Again. Now, you might know John Denver from like Take Me Home Country Roads, but that isn't on this album. It's got some quite good songs on there, but if I was going to say my favourite, probably be Thank God I'm a Country Boy. Kind of basic one, but yeah, Thank God I'm a Country Boy. Next one, starting to see a bit of pattern here. Once again, John Denver, Rhymes and Reasons. My favourite on this one is probably the title track, but also he does a very good cover of When I'm 64 by the Beatles. So, I can't sleep on that as well. So I'm going to get 2 for this one, but that's not going to happen a lot. It might do, because there are a lot of albums in here that are like really good that I'm going to struggle with later on. Okay, next one. I haven't listened to it, but it's just one of these quintessential British albums that like a lot of people have. I've seen them for 50p, so very common, Rod Stewart, Atlantic Crossing. I like a couple of Rod Stewart songs, but I'm not like the biggest Rod Stewart fan on planet Earth. I like All for Love. That's a brilliant song. So I'm not going to sit here and just like slander Rod Stewart's name, because he's a very good singer. But I haven't listened to this, but maybe I will one of these days, because obviously the price of it shows that there's a lot out there, which means it must be like very good with the amount that they produced. Okay, this next one. You all know him. You all love him. Jimi Hendrix. Now, I haven't listened to this album yet, okay? And I know I need to. Please do not cancel me for not listening to Jimi Hendrix, okay? This is Jimi Hendrix with Curtis Knight, and I really need to get around to listening to it. I will get around to listening to it. Please do not cancel me for not listening to it yet. Okay, next one, another one I haven't listened to. I found this in my attic. I love the cover, and I definitely need to listen to it, but this is the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Once again, I haven't listened to it, but it looks good, okay? So one of these days I will listen to it. Next one, haven't listened to this either, but I think he's more of like he's not very well known. I've looked him up on Spotify and stuff, but he's not got that many followers on there. So Phil Kelsall, it's signed by him, so I found this one in my attic as well. I think it might be from like my mama or my granddad, like one of those two from their collection, but I'm not 1,000,000% sure, because these once again were in my attic, so it's either my mama's or my granddad's, but I don't know. Dexys Midnight Runners. Now Come On Eileen, okay? But this debut album by Dexys Midnight Runners is great, okay? My favourite song on here is Gino, because my dad introduced me to it, and it was just a brilliant song. The cover, I mean, it's just an iconic cover. This guy here, he's got quite a big backstory, so maybe if I was doing like a music story series, I could tell you guys that, but I'm not like 100% sure on that. Maybe I will in the future if you guys want that, but it's up to you guys. Okay. Once again, John Denver. Now, this one is just a live show, so obviously it's got one of his most well-known songs, which I'm going to say is my favourite on this one, which is it's on the bottom here, which means he's played it at the end just because it's that iconic. Take Me Home Country Roads. Just going to go with that one for this one because it's basic, but it is one of his most well-known songs, so I'm not just going to sleep on it. Okay, next one. 20 Fantastic Hits by the original artist. Now, I bought this album because of the fact that it has the singer Lou Christie on it. Now, if you don't know Lou Christie, he has got one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. He has some amazing songs. The Gypsy Cried, Two Faces Have I. I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, I bought this because it had Lou Christie on it, and it did not disappoint, okay? So my favourite song on this one is I'm Gonna Make You Mine by Lou Christie. Okay? And this next one, I bought because it had Joe Jackson on it. If you don't know Joe Jackson, get on him. Good singer. Got a great voice. He sings Stepping Out and Is She Really Going Out With Him? On this album, it is. Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. Where is Joe Jackson? Where are you? I can't find him. Oh, here we are. Happy Ending. But also, this album has Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper, and well, we all know that song. It's amazing. So yeah, that's the reason I bought this album. Plus, it was also only 50p, so you know, take what we can get. Okay, that's my first part that I brought out for you guys. I'm gonna get some more. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Here we are. So, another 50p one, but another great one. Another one from Elvis's wonderful acting career, which I've obviously, like I said before, never watched. Blue Hawaii. Now, this spawned one of Elvis's probably most well-known songs of all time, which is going to be my favourite for this one, which is Can't Help Falling in Love. Yeah. Why wouldn't you love that song? It's just such one of the greatest love songs of all time. Okay? It's quite a good cover as well, with the movie reels here. So, 50p. It's got quite a nice, quality cover here. Sleeve, I mean, sorry. This next one, I don't know. I think you would say Tube, but the writing's proper weird. So I'm gonna say Tube, but don't quote me on that. I have listened to this one before, but I think my favourite song on this one is probably Long Hot Summer by the Style Council. Now, the Style Council, if you don't know them, Paul Weller's I think it's his second group. I'm not 100% sure. He might have been in other groups, but this album also has a bit of Billy Bragg on there. Strange Things Happen. So, pulled this down from the attic as well. Just because, it has some great singers on there. So, yeah. Now, this next one, another one from the attic. And the reason I pulled this down is because of the fact that it has Waiting for a Girl Like You by Foreigner on it. Now, Foreigner, some great songs. I mean, do I need to say no more than Waiting for a Girl Like You, I Want to Know What Love Is, and Jukebox Hero? That's all I need to say. And some people would agree with me, not some people. People. Okay, this next group, I've been to see them this year, quite recently, and that is the Blue Tones. Now, this has all their singles on it, which was that's sort of what they did when we went to see them. Most of these songs are the ones that they did, but they also did some ones from their album that's coming out. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but it's pretty soon, so might check that out, but I'm not 100% sure. If I was going to say my favourite song on here, it'd probably be Solomon Bites the Worm. That is just an amazing song. It's got quite a weird introduction, but as soon as it gets into the actual... Well, no. The introduction is what makes it iconic for me, but the music is also very good as well. I don't understand the meaning of why they're singing that, what they're on about, but I like it. It's a good song. Okay. This next one, 20 number ones. The covers, the sleeve is in my attic. But I need to get it out. So, yeah, I haven't really listened to it, and I need to. And I need to get the cover out of my attic. So, yeah. Velvet Underground. I haven't listened to it. but I know that the Velvet Underground is one of the great bands. Okay, so I'm going to listen to it. Please don't cancel me. And yeah, please. Next one, back to him, Buddy Holly. I can't remember if this is from my attic or from the record shop in my area, which has a 50p section. But if this also has Everyday, but we're going to go for a different song on this one, and we're going to say That'll Be the Day, because it's just another amazing song. Yeah, it's short, but can you go wrong with it? No, you can't. Okay, we're back to The Who. I've never watched this movie. I really would love to, but I'm not sure where to watch it. And I don't like paying for them, so I want to find it for free somewhere. Obviously, on a streaming service, but Quadrophenia, okay? I mean, just look at the album cover. You can tell from this album cover that this is going to be a good album, okay? And it is. Favorite song is probably Love Reign Over Me. Just a great song all around. Okay. Now, this next one, I've been to see him, and he's so good that I'm going to see him again in October. And that is Paul Heaton, the last king of pop. His music's just amazing. He had a great career with the Housemartins, and then they disbanded. So he was in the Beautiful South, then they disbanded as well. So he was in his solo career, and he's also worked with Jackie Abbott, and he's working with someone new now, but I've forgotten her name. But she's quite fit. But yeah, great singer. Gonna see him soon in October, and I've also pre-ordered his new album, but we'll talk about that in another video. If I was gonna say my favorite song on here, it'd probably be "Prettiest Eyes." It's just a great song. It's a love song again, about how even in old age, love lasts. You're still in love, no matter how old you guys get. So yeah, this next one, I haven't listened to it, and I know that people aren't going to like me for that. But this is "Blonde on Blonde," Bob Dylan. We have it in this cover. I think it must have just been the shot from the cover. But this is a gatefold record. The inside is pretty good. I'm pretty sure, not 100%, this is an original because of solely because of the fact of this lady right here. Because I was watching a video the other day, and in the video they talked about the fact that if it has this woman here, it's an original because of the fact that she sued because she didn't give consent to have her face in the actual album, but Bob Dylan wanted her face in it. So yeah, and then they recalled quite a few. They remade them without her, and all the reissues I don't think have her either. So I think this is an original. Not 100% sure. Unfortunately, the discs on the inside are quite scratched, but hopefully it doesn't do too much. They're not awful. It's just some small little marks. But let me just put this back. Oh God, sorry. I'll do that after. Next one. The greatest hits of, the best of the Moody Blues. Okay. Now, my favourite song by the Moody Blues isn't on here, which I'm very upset about. Which is why I have never actually listened to this, because the song that I like by Moody Blues is Go Now. And that's coming up later. But yeah, I need to listen to this because the Moody Blues, they have great voices. And I don't know why I've just been, I suppose, angry at them. But yeah. The Hollies, 20 Golden Greats. Now, if I was going to say my favourite song by the Hollies, it would have to be Bus Stop. And the only reason for that is because I have a cassette, which is just like sounds of the 60s or the best of the 60s. And the reason is because that's on there. It's like the greatest hits of the 60s. I'm not sure what it's called, but if I do like a cassette video in the future, which would be a short one because I don't have many cassettes, that would be on there. And yeah, this next one also I've never listened to it, unfortunately. Well, I don't know actually, but Billy Connolly. It's a very interesting cover, so one of these days I will listen to it, but as of now I haven't. Next one, I've listened to it, but I can't really remember much of it. But it's a really good album. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a very bad album. It's a great album. The OJ's Live, good album. You guys should definitely listen to the OJ's. So yeah. Next one, also haven't listened to it. The Furries, not 100% sure. I think it's an Irish group. I'm not too sure on that. So yeah, I'm not going to sit here and like claim knowledge on it. Next one, Gladys Knight and the Pips. I mean, where can you go wrong? You know, great band, not band, but you know, great singer. Gladys Knight is, and yeah, let me have a look on this one just to choose my favourite one. Probably going to be The One and Only. What a great song. The next one, Paddy Doyle's Live. I think this is Irish as well, but not 1,000,000% sure. I've not listened to it either, unfortunately. Going to get around to it in the future, hopefully. Next one, NRBQ. Amazing album cover. You know, also haven't listened to it, unfortunately. But this album cover, now that I'm looking at it, it sort of like reminds me of like A Hard Day's Night. But, you know, moving on. You know, I need to get through some of these quick. The New Seekers, probably a great band. Well, they are a great band. What am I talking about? Favorite on this one is Look What They've Done to My Song, Ma. Great song. But yeah, moving on swiftly because I'm sort of running out of time here for this first part because this is going to be a multi-part series. Maybe I'll try and do one a day. Maybe I'll do more than one a day. I'm not 100% sure, but they're going to be about 30 minutes long each. But yeah. Next one. 20 smash hits. Now, the reason that I bought this one was because of the fact that it had... I think it was because of the fact that it had the Drifters on it. But it also has the New Seekers, Alice Cooper, the Hollies. So that is why I bought this album. Next one, not listened to, The Sound of Bread. I understand they're a great band, not listened to too much of their music, but yeah, I'm going to listen to this in the future, hopefully. Next one, Rock and Roll Greats. I have listened to this one, and from listening to it, I can say, yeah, they are great. But if I was going to give my favourite song on this one, it would have to be Johnny B. Good. Chuck Berry at his greatest in that song. Okay? Johnny B. Good, amazing. Okay, and finally, for this video, not forever, you know, it's not opened, but I've listened to the album before. I've been to see these as well. Shed 7, Going for Gold. What a great album. I've got it on CD. I've been to see them. Favourite song is probably going to have to be Disco Down. Hands down, that's one of the best songs they've ever done. But anyway, I'll have to do a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching. People who watched all the way through, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, and comment any suggestions for the future. And once again, thank you very much for watching.